At this point, it looks like you got two choices. You can turn and try to outrun the bullet in this gun, or you can start apologizing for breaking the law.
That's Wesley Struthers again as Gordon Calloway, the smart-talking police detective in Fast Aim, one of 3 new movies we'll be reviewing on Movie Good, Movie Bad. I'm Ernie Critic, movie reviewer for the St. Paul Paper.
And I'm Bert Faultfinder, movie reviewer for the Minneapolis Printed News. Our first movie is Fast Aim, the latest installment in the wildly successful and violent Detective Calloway series. Set in Seattle, this time the plot involves Calloway on a manhunt for a psychotic criminal, played by Kevin Baselli, bent on achieving celebrity status as a criminal mastermind. Still as brutal as ever, Wesley Struthers, as the smart-aleck detective, finds once again that breaking the rules is the only way he knows how to solve a case.
You dirty little punk. I thought I told you I didn't want to see you around here anymore.
But...
You better learn your manners, boy.
But I'm your partner.
Yeah? Well, I didn't vote for you.
Jerk.
Investigating a small-time drug ring puts Calloway on the trail of a crazed assassin. In this scene, he unknowingly finds himself face-to-face with the killer.
You must be that new cop.
You must be that scumbag on the sidewalk.
Are you gonna call me an ambulance?
Well, I just called you a scumbag. What happened here?
Does he know anything?
What happened?
I need an ambulance. Get me an ambulance.
Who did this?
I didn't see anything.
Excuse me?
I didn't see anything.
Yeah. I heard you the first time.
Calloway fights everybody and everything, and after failing to follow several obvious clues and close to suspension from the force, he receives a taunting phone call.
Yeah.
I'm trying to reach Gordon Calloway.
Yeah, this is him.
Hi, Gordy.
Did you see the paper today? They wrote about me again.
Well, I don't normally read the comics. What do you want?
What do I want? What do you think I want?
I don't know. Broken thumbs.
Who do you think this is?
Mom?
I'm making plans, Gordy. Big plans.
Yeah, well, I'm making eggs.
You better listen up. You're gonna be sorry if you don't pay attention.
What was that?
Oh, you're pretty funny, Gordy. I'm really laughing.
Yeah, well, you're really gonna be laughing when you're lying in your grave with my bullets in your head, you freak.
Ooh, I feel threatened, Gordy.
Well, I feel an itch on my butt, but I don't go around telling people about it.
Now, shut up and listen.
More people are gonna die. And nobody's gonna know where or when. And nobody's gonna stop me. Not the police, not the FBI, and especially not you. You know why? You know why, Gordy? Because you're gonna be dead. I'm gonna rip your head off, and I'm gonna shove it in your mailbox.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to read about that in the paper.
I didn't like Fast Aim. It's a pop action thrill ride, probably the biggest hit of the season. For me, that makes Fast Aim a narrow miss. I gave it a movie bad.
Oh, Bert, to me, this film was the thrill ride of the season. I mean, I felt like I was on a thrill ride. I mean, I really felt like I was on a ride. I mean, the kid behind me wouldn't stop kicking my seat.
Well, that brings up one very good point, is the kind of people who are going to go to a movie like this, filling the theater with children and adults and...
Oh, I
don't
like the kind of people who go to movies like this, and I don't like to be seen going to movies like this. I like to go to movies like this.
I don't like to see you going to that kind of movie either.
I wanted to mention beyond the big budget effects and the stunts of the film, the characters were very true to life, and they were snappy and hip, and the dialogue crackled and smoldered, and it jumped right out of the screen into my lap, and it burned. It really burned.
Oh, well, I had a burning sensation, too, but I don't know that was the movie. It just didn't quite cut the cheese in my mind.
Our next film is Plateau, William Sullen's new age thriller of suspicion and potential wrongdoing. The plot begins with the unveiling of what appears to be a simple case of bail jumping, but soon takes a turn toward paranoia as hints of a possible conspiracy are uncovered. In this scene, two of the characters, played by Nikki Prescott and Robert Lipton, discuss threads of possible intrigue through the confines of their troubled relationship.
You're acting really strange lately. What's going on?
Huh? Sorry, it's just a lot going on at work.
Oh, really? That new client of yours, what's his name? Dallas Baxter? Has he got you putting in a lot of overtime?
It's the whole Thorson campaign. I can't get over the feeling that there's something about that guy.
What does that mean?
Well, I overheard something the other day in his office. Well, it might not mean anything, but he was talking to some foreign men about something that he called the Greenhaven properties.
Greenhaven? That sounds familiar. What about it?
I don't know. I wish I knew. I just know there's something going on. I need to find out what this Greenhaven thing is about.
Now I remember. I have a friend in real estate. He was just mentioning Greenhaven a couple weeks ago.
You're kidding. What did he say?
I don't know. It wasn't important then. But listen, his office isn't too far from here. We could catch him before he leaves. He knows the dirt and everything.
Can't. I have to meet Dallas at 5.
As the film's plot seemingly dissolves away, revealing something even more potentially sinister, Lipton's character finds himself searching for answers.
Okay, get this. Yesterday I saw Kruger go into Mason's office. He was in there 3, maybe 5 minutes, and then he left. I mean, he left the building and I haven't seen him since. Isn't that more than just a little odd? I think the internal investigation is some kind of smokescreen, a cover-up. Maybe there's something else going on.
That's crazy. Old Mother Hubbard is going to run this company into the ground if you don't keep an eye on things. The outdated policies, the wasted resources, and the totally wasted talent. 10 years ago, this company was on the leading edge of its industry. Someday we're going to be in power, my friend, and we'll pull this company out of the dark ages and make some real things happen. There'll be some big changes made. Big ones.
Say, we were going to his father's ski resort to spend the weekend. Why don't you come with us?
Yes, that would work out great. What do you say?
Of course, you could bring someone.
Director Sullins displays a flair for scenes like this one, in which the viewer's very notions of what is suspense are challenged. I think I liked this movie. I could not follow the plot at all, but I could tell it was good. The characters seemed vague, their motivations unclear, and their statements and actions incomprehensible. Still, the quality was clearly there. So I said movie good.
Well, I liked it too, Ernie. I'm surprised. I thought it was very clear. The whole movie was clear. All the plot just lined up really nice, and I really think you probably did understand it.
Oh, you think so?
You just don't think you did. You're one of the best movie reviewers that I know of. I'm sure you understand it.
Thank you. You're one of the best. I mean, I don't mean to say that I didn't like the movie. I did like it.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't understand it. And I thought it got a little dull in the third act, but then again, it picked up again in the fourth and fifth acts, and after that, it got really good.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say that it was dull in the third act, but it picked up in the fourth and fifth, like you said, and certainly later on, like the 11th or 12th act, it did start to pick up there.
I lost count. That's how good it was. I was riveted to my seat.
Well, that brings up another thing, I mean, this is one of the kinds of movies where I can plant myself in my seat and just not want to get up for anything.
Oh, after the movie was over, I just kept sitting there. I was waiting for the rest of the movie to explain to me what I had seen. And I ended up sitting through the movie again, and I thought that was repetitious.
Mm-hmm. But you liked the movie?
Oh, movie good.
Okay. Our next film is an insightful and vivid documentary that re-examines our notions about the American Civil War. In the Land of Cotton takes a fresh look at the existing facts to deliver a sensitively constructed and often frightening portrait of this critical stage in American history.
On July 21st, 30,000 advancing Union troops were stopped at Bull Run. Beauregard's men halted several northern assaults and counterattacked, driving the Union Army to flee in wild retreat. Union forces were exhausted. When a story spread that some leaving the battlefield had glimpsed a dark creature of immense proportions lurking in the Virginia woods, little credence was given the claim. What was the mysterious figure that these men saw? Was it the creature we know of today as Bigfoot?
This film entertains as well as enlightens, casting a clear and unbiased eye upon the facts, some of which have only recently been uncovered.
This is an original, reprinted photograph of the men of Battery M, 2nd U.S. Artillery, taken in 1863. But as we now know, it also shows this mysterious figure in the background.
Experts believe the figure in this photograph to be entirely consistent with the size and shape of Bigfoot.
The image is remarkably crisp for a Bigfoot photo. Using simple geometry, we can see that this figure is approximately 100 yards away and over 8.5 feet in height with a weight of close to 900 pounds. There's absolutely no way that this could be a human being, as we know them.
Here is an example of the fascinating insights we're given into the personal lives of the people who've made history.
God willing, we may yet see an end to this infernal conflict. Must go now. Presidential duty calls. Oh, remind me to relate to you the unusual occurrence that befell me on a walk the other day. Your loving brother, Abe. October 14, 1864.
We know for a fact that the handwriting is that of Lincoln himself. It's the content that has been so controversial and so revealing.
We already have the stories handed down and the photograph, but with the discovery of the October 14 letter, we have indisputable proof of President Lincoln's encounter with Bigfoot. What else could he be referring to when he speaks of an unusual occurrence in the woods?
This letter paints us a clear picture of President Lincoln and his very personal relationship to the Sasquatch. I wouldn't go so far as to say that Lincoln, the nation's leader, was having tea with Bigfoot, but it's obvious that he was influenced by something on occasion. It's no secret that many of the great men of history have reported seeing strange shapes in the woods.
In the Land of Cotton is an important film detailing the accumulation of 100 years of evidence which finally reveals the truth about Bigfoot's involvement in our national history. A big movie good for me.
Oh, Bert, I thought it was high time that someone made a really in-depth documentary about the American Civil War. And who better than the documentary filmmaker who gave us films about Lewis and Clark and the Extraterrestrials and Stonehenge and its connection to baseball.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget the history of rock and roll through the Dark Ages.
Right,
That's one of my personal favorites. It's not often that a movie of this caliber, which it's 4 hours in length.
4.5 hours.
4.5 hours in length, where I can actually sit and stay awake through the whole thing.
Oh, Bert, let me ask you this.
Amazing.
Let me ask you this. What would you say to those people who are thinking, I just can't sit through a 4.5-hour historical documentary? Because I think I would tell them just to shut up.
Exactly. I think I would, I'd have to say, I would encourage everybody to just try to go out and try to stay awake through this whole thing. It'll be well worth it. Even if you fall asleep, it'll be worth it.
Well worth it. Now let's take another look at the movies we've reviewed on this program. I said movie good to Fast Aim, the latest in the Detective Calloway series. I thought it was fine filmmaking in the classic tradition of Citizen Kane. Bert, however, thought it was flat and derivative of the earlier films in the series. 2 movie goods for Plateau, the slow-moving thriller. I couldn't understand the plot, but Bert disagrees, and he thinks I did just fine. And finally, 2 overly enthusiastic movie goods for In the Land of Cotton, the Civil War Bigfoot documentary. This is a very special film that may not be showing in your area, but you must see it at all costs. I'm Ernie Critic.
And I'm Bert Faultfinder. Until next time, movie good.
Oh, but I thought movie bad, because didn't you say it was a bad movie?